Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alice. We talk about books, we sometimes do some vlog and lifestyle content. So if you're looking for someone to stick on in the background whilst you make yourself a meal, clean your room, or do that thing you've been putting off for the longest time, then I'm your gal. So consider hitting that subscribe button, come on in, join the family. It is free and you can unsubscribe anytime. Okay, no pressure. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. Let's get straight into today's video. Sorry about the little vlog lifestyle tangent we went on. We are back today with a book review, doing what we do best. So buckle in because today is going to be a wild ride. This is a first time for this channel because today we are talking about witches. I know, pretty crazy, huh? Also, fun skyline. Don't know if this is going to be good, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. AKA, will Alice absolutely sweat her tits off before she finishes this video? Stay tuned to find out. So today we are talking about The Crimson Moth. Yeah, that's right. I have read one witch book before, but this was years ago. I'm thinking 2023 vibes, maybe even 2022, guys. So it's been a long time, but we're back, we're trying, and it's good vibes. Also, good news, some videos that I put up recently, reading certain series, the last parts may or may not have been on sale this month. So stay tuned for that, come back. So I didn't really know what to expect when I read this book. I just kind of read the premise. Again, go on, say it with me. It was on sale. I thought, why not? Give it a go. So we stepped into the realm. Okay, we stepped into the realm. Now, the absolute sacrilegious part about this is the second part. Duology. The second part, I think, is currently £11. £11 for a Kindle book. I understand, right? £11 for a book. You know, you're paying for the printing, you're paying for the paper, the cover. This is a PDF file. You make it once. That shouldn't be £11. Come on now. Like, imagine you're somebody that you don't have space to have physical books, right? So you just have to use the Kindle. What would you do? Just have to wait. Spoiler alert, the second part will be definitely waiting for a sale. I have rambled on for long enough, so let's actually get into the nitty gritty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the magic of sin. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I really like it, so I guess it's sticking. I kept calling this book The Crimson Moth, but apparently that's the name of the duology. This book is actually called Heartless Hunter, or Heartless Hunter, or just one of the two. Do you know what I mean? Therefore, today we are talking about Heartless Hunter. So I gave this book a 6 out of 10. So, you know, on the whole, it wasn't that bad. I did think it was going to be considerably less, so it did surprise me. It did surprise me. That meant I gave this a 3-star. I felt like it wasn't the best romance, fantasy, romantic-y situation I've ever read, but I felt like it deserved a 3-star. In terms of spice on the spiceometer, I gave it half a chili because it really wasn't spicy. There was one like little spice scene, but it was very like tasteful, very closed door situation, and that was okay. You know me, I don't mind a bit of spice, but I'm also, it doesn't have to be in every book. I don't have to read spice all the time, so this was fine with me. If you're looking for something a bit spicier though, I'm sure there's probably loads of witch and witch hunter spicy books out there. Okay, so maybe pick one a little bit more spicy, but if you want one that has a pretty decent plot, this one's a good one. If asked would I recommend this book, I said maybe, but you've definitely got to be into romantasy because it really goes into the whole like world of witches and all these different things and bits and bobs, and you definitely got to be into the more fantasy side of romantasy. But I would say why not? It was actually pretty good. If it's on sale, give it a go. I don't know if this book still is on sale. I hope it is. Fingers crossed. Or maybe you've downloaded it ages ago, you haven't been sure whether to read it. This is for you. Obviously, disclaimer, please check all trigger warnings, etc. before reading any book. We want happy, safe readers out there, okay? So just always check. Just because something's okay for me doesn't mean it'll be okay for you, and vice versa. So just check that before you decide to read it. And also, going on now, I will be talking about my review, so there could be some spoilers up ahead. So if you're planning on reading this, pause this video now, go read the book, come back, and in the meantime you can watch one of the other videos available. If you're never going to read it and you just want to know, by all means, carry on. It's time to bring in the trusty steed. I don't know why. I always envision that. I usually hold the book when I talk about it, but honestly, I feel like you can't really see it. So today we're just gonna talk me and you, okay? Me and you. It's gonna be a little intimate moment between the two of us, all right? Just me. Anyone else watch? That is not my own original material. I was like, why did that come to my head? That's actually from Miranda, but the same applies. If you're watching with anyone else, ignore them. It's me and you. I said I liked this book. It was very fast paced, easy to devour. I actually had the meme moment whilst I read this. I stayed up reading 2 hours past the time I usually go to bed because the enemies hadn't become lovers yet. And I literally sat here thinking, what an absolute meme. Now 2 hours past my bedtime is 11. Ooh, I know, I'm so old. I do go to bed at 9 p.m. I do like to get up earlier, so that is why I try to compensate. So I did stay up till 11 p.m. Woo, wild night, I'm crazy. I like that there were a few twists and turns in there. It did keep you on your toes. It wasn't super predictable, which was really nice, because especially in a lot of romantasy, you kind of are like, okay, well, it's enemies to lovers, so the enemies are gonna become the lovers, etc. And I kind of like that this one still kept you on your toes, so that was a good job. However, sometimes I do think it borderlined on a little bit of a convenience thing, which is definitely not my favorite. I'm not a fan of the convenience plot. So say a character is unalived, or something happens, or someone has something in their past just for like a convenience to either make you like someone more, make you like them less, root for someone. I feel like it was a little bit of convenience. I feel like it could have been done in a little bit of a different way. I mean, obviously not my book, not my world, so that's just a humble girl's opinion. I thought for the most part they did a pretty good job. The whole love triangle thing with Alex, I feel like it just went a bit too far personally. I see the vibe, I see where she was going with it, but it wasn't really my favorite. I feel like I probably have seen love triangles done a little bit better. And also, like, I'm not really sure if that's a trope that I like or not, because I feel like you always end up having to dislike one of the characters because they're gonna choose one, right? So yeah, I feel like sometimes that is that little bit of a convenience plot, so I'm not sure how I feel about it on the whole, so it could just be a me thing. But personally, I wasn't the biggest fan. I was a bit like, oh, I feel like we're wasting time, we could be building up elsewhere. Does that make sense? I just thought it all got a little bit messy, and then instead of kind of this resolution result, we kind of just got a yeah, nah, see ya, bye, I'm out kind of situation. And I feel like that did bring the score down a little bit for me. So yes, do be warned if you're going to read it. I don't really want to like exactly say it, because I feel like sometimes, you know, people like to live on the edge, so they keep watching even though they haven't read it, but they might want to read it. So I don't want to like come out with the ultimate spoilers, but some things happen. I definitely like that this book had quite a lot of stomach drop moments. As you guys know, that's what I'm a sucker for, that up and down roller coaster, and those like moments where you're like, oh, they misunderstood each other, and you just yeah, honestly, I'm just a big misunderstanding girl. I don't know what it is. I like it when you read it because you as the reader know this is not what's meant and stuff like that, so you get this like whole like complex relationship with the character, and I really like that. So she did this really well, so good job, Miss Kristen. Also, this book was kind of a good vibe because they did turn on each other. I know, pretty crazy. So enemies to lovers to enemies is actually what this book should be, which I kind of liked, because then it makes you want to read the second part. But as I said, absolutely not paying £11 for it. I'm sorry, no offense, didn't love it that much. I had a little bit more faith in Gideon, so I feel like his character was maybe then not fully explained, because maybe he needed to be a little bit more, I don't want to say complex, because he was a complex character, but I don't know, like I had a little bit more faith in him, and he kind of like went back on that. So I don't know, maybe I didn't completely understand the character, but I thought for the most part they were both pretty well written. I mean, in the second book, I'm sure we're going to go back to lovers again, but I would very much be interested to see how we would do that. I'm not sure how the journey will go. I'm also not sure how I felt about their chemistry, so sometimes I really liked it. I think this is why on the whole I gave this book a 6, because I think there was a lot of things that I liked, but then within the things I liked there was bits where I was like, ooh, here and there, like it wasn't fully how, I don't want to say how I would have done it, because obviously I'm not a writer, I'm just a girl of theatre and talks about her opinion on books, but I feel like there were just like certain moments where I was like, oh, just wanted a little bit more. It just, sometimes it felt like a little bit awkward, but I feel like that's also kind of what the characters were like, so maybe it was a good balance. But yeah, I think sometimes I had a few of those moments where I was a bit like, ooh, I can't really articulate that any other way than just but I hope you get what I mean. So when I read this book, I actually had no idea what to expect, and I was a little bit worried that it was going to be super spicy, but I actually think it worked not being super spicy, because I think if it had been really spicy, it would have felt more Wattpad-y, it would have had that Wattpad-esque-ness to it, and I feel like because it was less spicy, it did feel more like an established, grounded story. I think that really worked, and I think that was a good, I don't know if that was like specific or whatever, but I definitely think that was a good decision for this book, because I think those kind of topics, you do have that danger of going like too much and it becoming like super dark romance and super intense and spicy, and then like you lose the plot, whereas I feel like this is really nice because it really kept the plot the whole way through. So I feel like this book worked by not being too spicy. As I've said before multiple times, no hate on Wattpad, I love Wattpad, amazing, but for me, when when you're publishing a book, it needs that step up, and I definitely think this book had that step up, so snaps and claps. I definitely wouldn't say rush to read this. As I told you before, I did only buy it because it's 99p at the time, and hopefully still is if you guys want to go read too. Obviously not sponsored anyway. But I did definitely think it was a good fantasy moment, and like I said, it was a little bit different. Some fantasy can get super spicy and it takes away from the plot. Sometimes the spice works with the plot, and you know, we love it. For example, in A Court of Thorn and Roses, I think the spice level is great for the fact that we still get these big chunky books that have so much world building in it, so it doesn't take away from it. I think when it's like all spicy, it's a bit too much, but you know, we will try. There's lots of books I want to try this year, and some of them are going to be super spicy, and I am a little bit terrified to read them. So, you know, we'll go on this journey together. Okay, I'll read them so you don't have to. Okay. As I said before, I have read one Witch Hunter book before, and from memory, I definitely think I would say I preferred this one. I don't remember too much about the last one. I do actually have the second part. I think there's 3 parts. It's Serpent and Dove. So let me know if you want me to go back and reread that and let you know my thoughts on it. I do have it at home. I don't really remember too much about it, but I think I remember it treading that line between Wattpad-esque and having that more established story. So I feel like on the whole, I definitely preferred this version of Witch Hunter trope book, enemies to lovers, all that jazz. From that way, I would say pretty good. If you have any recommendations from this genre down below that you want me to read, let me know, because I'm always down to read a book for you guys. It felt like this one had a lot of plot and a lot of substance. I feel like it really built up. We knew everything to do with the witches, and then we knew like the witch hunting. I think there was a few bits missing here and there, but on the whole, the world building was pretty good. I think especially for a duology, it felt quite nice. It wasn't definitely on the same level as Divine Rivals in terms of that really built that world in that short space of time, but I do think it did a pretty decent job. On the whole, I would say wasn't a bad read. 6 out of 10 is a solid score. Pretty good for a romancy situation. I mean, my scale was very subjective. I changed my mind like the weather. I do feel like maybe it might be a little bit high, but I think I'd be too harsh to go any lower, so we shall stick at 6 for now. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read this book, what you thought of it, or again, like I said, any other books you want. Doesn't have to be this genre, it can be any genre. I'm always down for trying new genres as well. Future plans, let me know. What should I read? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Thank you very much, and as always, until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye. Sorry, I feel like we're a little bit